I always think suppose we just staring and it's working. It's on. We just staring. If I just staring waiting for somebody to say something. Yeah, okay.
What's up?
Hey, Facebook family and friends. I'm T Hatchett.
Y'all know what's up.
And this is the Hatchett Chronicles.
What's going on, y'all?
So we're a little late today. Sorry about that. Today, first, like and share.
And
We are not licensed therapists. The views that we have and the subject that we talk about is strictly
our own opinion.
So don't nobody go doing nothing crazy and then trying to blame it on us because it ain't gonna work.
We don't have.
You ain't gonna get nothing anyway.
We're not licensed to do this. We're not professionals. We're not counselors.
What works for us works for us.
We're just here to give our opinion on certain things that we've been through.
And that works for us.
And if it works for y'all, that's what's up.
I'm happy.
And I'm happy. So
that being said, that was our little disclaimer, y'all. That being said, today's topic was inspired by, what's her name? Brenda
Beal.
And it's Conversing with the Exes. Ooh. But before we start on our subject, Conversing with the Exes, we always have to do our little plugs. I'll do mine first. I have
nothing.
Whatever. I have what do I have, baby? Oh yeah.
Nothing.
I do too. I got some stuff. I'm working on my book. My first book, The Power of God, is still for sale. I am me, I am my husband. Text me if you have my number and I'll show you how to get it. Tell you how you can get a copy of The Power of God. I'm writing my second book. Still writing. I'm writing. I have a chapter in my sister's anthology, the Coronavirus Chronicles. What else do I have? Oh, my artist Del Royale has his new video out. My son and my niece has a song, but it's not out yet. But y'all have to look out for it because it is really nice. My son is such a good writer. Shout out to him and my niece, Miss Capri. What else I have done? Oh, my sister Valerie. Her web series will be out very, very soon. So look out for Valerie McAllister and her book. The book club. She has the book club 1, book club 2 that's out for sale. Your turn.
I have nothing.
Okay, baby. You keep saying that.
Something is going on.
Yeah, I hope y'all can see me. Yeah.
I have
what you got?
We counting down. A few more days left. May 1st, the beat tape will be dropping on all stream sites. So that'll be out. I'm still working on Life and Times of Frank Bates project. Still working on that. Just regular. I haven't really picked up anything new as of late. Just still working on the stuff that I've told you guys last time. Working on a couple of projects. Still, me and Trig working on some things. Got something really big coming on. That's about it. Nothing too crazy. I'm just really excited about this beat tape that I just finished, man. This thing is crazy, man. And I can't wait till you guys get a hold of it. And I'm also still working on the video that I'm going to do for beginner beat makers, showing you how to use a program. And I got a sound pack for sale with the,
with the class.
With the class. So, actually, with the class, if you take the class, I'm not going to sell the beat pack. The beat pack is for sale if you don't take the class. But I mean, if you take the class, the beat pack comes with the class.
And the class is $35.
The sound pack comes with the class. I'm sorry. The sound pack comes with the class. So, other than that, man,
y'all really need to get with my husband, because I'm not bragging just because he's my husband, but he's good at what he's doing. He did some club stuff too that was phenomenal. He did.
If y'all are familiar with DJ Mustafa, DJ Crime, DJ Shahir, Antoine Qua, all those DJs from Jersey, that's kind of like the DJ Jazzy B. Shout out to all of y'all, man. Like, those are dudes that came. Paul Bell, what up, bro? Like, those are a lot of dudes that I ran with when I was DJing. And, I kind of fell back from DJing because I got really, really interested in doing studio work. I started dealing with, artists and, I started doing production and rapping and, all of that type of stuff. So I kind of fell back from club music as a DJ. I still love it. I still listen to it and I still produce that type of music, but I just, I haven't been like heavy on that scene as far as DJing. So, like I said, shout out my dudes, man, my Jersey dudes, DJ Mustafa. That's my guy, man. That's my blood, man. That's my dude. I love him, man. Me and him started out together, and we was tearing things up for a long time, and then,
story. Yeah, we're getting into what we do.
Yeah, we're getting into it. Can you hold on a second? And why would you be on your phone while we on live?
I'm not on the phone. I'm just making sure I'm multitasking.
Taxing?
Yeah.
Lord help her, please. And help
you know what I mean.
So, anyway, since my story was cut off, shout out to all my Jersey DJs, man. And Tuesday night, man, if y'all check out DJ Mustafa Tuesday night at 8 o'clock on Facebook, man. Facebook Live. He's gonna be tearing it down. So, shout out to Mo. Love you, bro.
Okay, let's get right into the conversing with the exes. Why you got that face? I don't like that face. Change it.
I don't like being on here.
Oh, so you're throwing shade again. He's throwing shade again. You guys get to see, by the way, our little tips that would the most we do. This is the top of our tips. The things that we have on here is probably the worst that we are with each other. We don't argue and stuff, so I have to create stuff.
That's crazy.
Okay, I don't create nothing.
Yes, you do. You're a liar.
See, he's calling me a liar. You don't not supposed to call your wife a liar.
To your face, I ain't say behind your back.
Anyway, conversing with your exes.
Move it down, anybody. Oh,
nobody. So Brenda Bill, as I said, helped us come up with that topic because she was talking about it. So what do you think about conversing? Well, let me just say this. It's kind of a boring topic to me because we don't have a problem in that area. My husband talks to his ex-wife a lot. And it's not all the time about the kids. They talk. That's fine by me. I don't have nothing to do with it. I have someone, I probably talk to most of my exes. Because we're friends. So.
And it's not you know what? I don't see that that's a big thing as long as it's respectful and all of that. But I mean,
I think that's what the problem is. People, you have to know who is really just talking or if there's some underlining to it. And I think that's
a hidden agenda.
Yeah. And so, but again, I think that's on the person, like your partner that's talking to the ex. Because if you can't trust your partner, then maybe you should. That presents other problems. Maybe you should think about the relationship you have, because, like, if I don't have a problem. I don't have to. I trust my husband. I trust him to be and do who he says he's going to be and who I've seen him to be. So I don't have a problem with it. Now, if you don't have trust with your exes or you think something is going on, and a lot of people say, well, it's not him, it's her. But it takes two to tango. And if he can't, if she's sending off signals, or if it's or vice versa, and it's a guy and he's sending off signals, it's up to your partner to put that in check. I know I have an ex um that there's a couple of times I talked to him about. He has a son that I think of as my son, and we talk about the son. When he start talking crazy,
hey sis,
I just be like, okay, you talking crazy, I got to go. And I leave it at that. And my husband knows that. So there's no problem. Then I have one that we've been best friends forever, and I talk to him all the time. There's no problem with that because it's about the respect. And your mate has to put that in perspective. Hey Val, your mate have to put that in perspective, whether because that's the only way they're going to get it. Because you looks like it appears that you're the jealous one if you say something.
well, I mean, not if y'all have an understanding.
Well, if you go above beyond that ex, that mate, and you talk to the ex, it is looks like that you're the jealous one.
Yeah. I mean, I can see where you can say that, but
And why should you have to do that
see,
if you?
but here's the thing: the older you get, the
I'm on
more
line.
things you
I'll
learn,
text you. Your father said that if you do it, he'll pay you
and the
back.
more things you understand, and it's just
I'll call you back.
It's
All right.
it's a respect thing, and if you don't respect your relationship, your spouse or your girlfriend or your boyfriend, or you don't respect yourself, then it's then it becomes a problem. But the thing is to be able to have trust and communication, as we talked about last week. Communication is very a big
That's
key
number one.
in a relationship. So, I mean, I feel like if you're grown and you're just having a conversation, like my thing is, you've known this person for quite some time before you met me. You know what I mean? Before we got into a relationship, you had a history with this person. Good, bad, or indifferent, there's still a person that came across your life in your lifetime. If you still good friends with them, that's a blessing. If you want to be friends with them again and repair something, that's a blessing because at the same time, we grow and we understand the older we get. You understand what I'm saying? And if you want to, if it's a thing where that person is cut off, then so be it with that also. But my take on it is, if you've grown and it's a grown conversation, as long as there's no hidden agenda, I don't see a problem with it.
I think a lot of people, and you guys that are on and looking at y'all, please feel free to give me your opinion. But I think a lot of people think that you're not supposed to be talking to an ex unless you got kids by them. And if you got kids by them, you're only supposed to be talking about the kids.
That depends on the situation. People look at situations differently.
I don't feel like that should be true at all.
No, it's not. It's not.
Unless there is a hidden, unless there's a hidden agenda.
My ex-wife, you know what's
hey,
crazy?
PK.
PK, what's good, Shakur? What's the deal, bro? You know, like, just like I was saying, you have a history with people, right? Mm-hmm. So that does not negate the fact that history you have with a person, that does not negate the fact that y'all still have same things in common. You understand what I'm saying?
And you gotta look at it. You're ex for a reason.
Right.
They're ex for a reason.
You're ex for a reason, but I'm just saying, on the flip side of that, just because that's my ex, when we were together, if we had music in common, we both loved music, that doesn't mean we don't still have that in common. Just because you're my ex, don't mean we still don't have music in common. If it was movies, it was playing chess, it was playing board games, if it was walking in the park with ice cream, if you have something in common with that person, you have something in common with that person. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, you know, just because you don't have children by that person, if it's still your friend, they may call you up. Yo, did you see that movie so and so? That was an excellent movie. That's fine. What's wrong with that? I don't see anything wrong with that. My ex-wife, she texts me club music all the time. She texts me scriptures all the time. She texts me certain what do you call it? Forgive me, y'all. My mind is in 7 different places. But she texts me.
She does the t-shirts.
She has a t-shirt business. We like that, and then a sermon from a certain preacher. It'll be a certain word that may have clicked with her, and that word may have made her think about me in some way. So she'll text me and say, "Yo, check out this sermon by this pastor," or something like that. You know what I mean?
says something that is very true. The person has to be secure enough in themselves as well as not be struggling with trust issues. And
Fact.
exactly, and that's what
Oscar,
you have.
What's happening, bro?
That's what I said. I said that if you do not trust your mate, then that's a whole different story. You have to look and see why that's a problem with your relationship. That's not a problem with the ex. That's why you don't have trust in your mate.
If you don't have trust, then you don't have your relationship is not going to be.
Hey, Del Royal.
It's not going to be what you need it to be. I mean, like how long do you expect it to last with no trust?
Exactly. And you have to, I think that it's good to even know some of the exes.
Sure.
Because that tells you what that person is about, It's good to know that, they are still friendly with their ex and, they can talk and they have a respect for each other, especially if they have kids. Mm-hmm. But the reason why I haven't mentioned kids is because I think that, like I said, a lot of people will say, well, it's all right if they got kids, sure. But can you deal if they're just friends?
That's a big thing.
And another thing is that what is it about the relationship that the ex have with the person that ticks you off? Is your significant other running back and when y'all have an argument talking to the ex, is that something that rubs you wrong?
That could be something.
Yeah, because that could be something.
It's a lot of different factors that you can look at to say that's not a cool thing to talk to your ex, but
that's also not the ex's fault.
That's in the relationship.
That's in the relationship.
Right.
If y'all got communication problems where they have to go outside and talk to somebody else, that's
not on the ex.
Yeah, that's communication.
And then you have to be mindful enough to know that, okay, that's your ex, that's an ex for a reason. If I'm going through something with my present, or you're going and I'm generalizing when I say me because I don't have arguments with my wife. I haven't had an argument with her, period, point blank. And we've been married for 3 years and known each other for like 7 years, 8 years now. But I lost my train of thought because I was giving you a shout out, and I don't do that.
Yes, you do.
But no, if you
use like you're saying you, but you're talking in general.
Yeah, I was generalizing. I'm just saying. Wait a minute, because
I might not necessarily be their mate. They don't trust. People are sometimes a product of how they grew up. Maybe they saw their parents cheating on something happen in their. That's true, Valerie. That is so true. That's why trust is a big factor. That's true, Del Royal. That's true. That's why trust and communication. If you don't have trust and communication,
you don't have anything.
Yeah, and you're not gonna have a good relationship, and you are gonna be suspicious of your exes, and like you said, Valerie, if something happened in your past, like we are products of how we are raised.
We are, but then at the same time, somewhere down the line, you have to learn who you are.
Yeah, but something, baby, you have that
sometimes
too.
you have to learn who you are. I'm a product of
How you was
how I
raised.
was raised,
And that's why
but
you're certain things like don't put your hand on women, don't do
of
this.
course,
That's a
but
product of how you was raised.
partially.
Okay. Talk to me.
Partially.
Talk to me, baby. Talk to me.
Because, you know, I don't want to, I'm not going to discuss all of that.
No, I'm not.
But
don't.
What I'm saying is, partially, my mom always said it's not good to do that. It's not good to put your hands on a woman, period. Point blank.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. That's being a product
of how you was
of
raised.
how I was raised. But there's also some things that my mom, didn't tell me that I had to learn on my own as a man. Because, when you get into a relationship, you learn as you go along. You know what I mean? Especially when you starting out. I got married and said I do at 20 years old and was in a marriage for 13 years. You know what I mean? That was nothing but a growing process for me. It was good times and bad times. It was a little bit of both. But at the same time, it's a situation where you learn. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you are a product of what you come from, but at the same time, you have to dig inside and still see the person that you are, because you are in there somewhere.
And Oscar said, and it's not you. Del Royale said, here is the thing, and you're right, Frank, in my opinion, but some people think it's good to just move on quick to forget the ex when you need to take the time to focus on yourself. Ooh, that's a good point. Yourself and heal and get yourself ready for the next person that might come in in your life. That is an excellent point, Del Royale, because honestly, had I not had time for myself and God prepared me, I wouldn't have been ready for this good man. Yes, we have an excellent relationship, but that took not just communication, it took trust, it took a preparation before we got together.
You got to work on yourself. You have to work on yourself and know who you are, what you want, and what you're looking for. And you have to be truthful with the person that you sit across from and have expectations from if you have a relationship with them. You have to be truthful in the way of, hey, listen, this is what I like. I don't like that. This is what I will compromise with, but I won't go that far. Is that your real hair? Did you buy that?
Do you have insurance in case you died to bury you?
You know what I mean, like, and it's okay to ask those questions, and it's okay to tell that person what your expectations are.
Did you pay for that hair,
or did you rent it? Is there a bill on it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, those teeth, are those yours, or did you?
How you act when you get mad?
Right? Are you psychotic? Have you ever killed anyone? Like, it's okay to ask those questions.
And we laugh, but I really think that we need to back because don't ask those questions.
And then a year down the line.
Sadly, my generation does not understand, which pisses me off, but I mean, people will be people. And that's true. That's what I was getting ready to say. This generation do not take time. They're so zoomed. Everything is fast for them. They don't take time to ask these questions. It's like it's like it's offensive if you ask these questions.
Most people have no reference point. What?
Most people have no reference point. You're right. If you knew yourself, but honestly, not a lot of people take the time to know themselves. Look at people right now losing their minds because they have to be with them. And exactly. And that's a good point. And that's why people try to run out the house because they can't stand to be with themselves. Like you said, it's the vain. It's like they can't stand to be the realness of themselves.
Sometimes it's hard for people to look at themselves in the mirror. I know how funny that might sound, but some people don't like themselves when they look in the mirror and see what they see.
And that's why I say celibacy is such a good. That's why I promote celibacy for people who are not. The reason why is because of the fact that It's not just a physical thing.
No.
You have to look at your when I tell you when I did the celibacy thing, it changed me. It changed me. You have to look at yourself, good, bad, and indifferent. And it's a good thing. Del Rayo said it's insecurity. Yes,
Yeah,
you have all that.
Yeah, if you're insecure with yourself, then you'll never have a secure relationship. Because no, wait. Let me rephrase that because I don't want to ruffle no feathers. If you're insecure with yourself, maybe a great percentage, you may not have a great relationship.
Well, I stand by your first one.
Well, you're right. Because you know
this
what?
This is why. Because you can't have no type of, not a friendship, not a a man-woman relationship, no kind of relationship if you're insecure. Because you're going to always think you're going to have lack of trust. You're going to always think either you're not good enough or that person is not good or something. There's always going to be something that makes you react in a negative way.
Yeah, so, yeah. But you know, sometimes when you're brutally on point, some people, you know, it ruffles a feather.
But we're here to be real.
At the same time, right? And and people think a relationship is supposed to fix their insecurity.
Exactly. A lot of people get into relationships.
You get into a relationship
with their insecurity,
and that's not going to fix insecurity. It's only going to make it worse. Because here's the thing, when you get into a relationship, your insecurities are going to be a boundary, right? So what happens is, down the line, if you guys get into an argument or a tiff or whatever, someone says something out of anger, you may grasp onto that, and then you're going to add that to the already insecure part of yourself, right? So now you're looking at this person with a double eye. Number one, you're already insecure about some things on your own, but now this person has said something to you that's just not going to sit right with you. You understand what I'm saying?
Not only that, not only that, it could be that person could be a sweet person, a loving person, and really love you. Then
you're pushing them away.
Then no, but let's say you don't. Let's say that person is patient with you and they love you, and you have your insecurities, and something happened to that person. Right. You ain't gonna be able to live because you ain't gonna have that. You know how you cling on to somebody, and it's like their life, your whole world becomes that person's world because you're insecure about yourself, and you feel like that's the only person that accepts you for who you are. Right. So you cling to them, and something happened to them, and then
your whole world is shattered.
Yeah, it could be in that. Okay, wait.
I'm sorry, Del. I can't really see that.
Yep, and people think a relationship is supposed to be fixed. We said that. When they need to take the time to be by themselves, figure themselves out, and value themselves.
Right.
Y'all got me over here taking down notes and right. That's all right. But yeah, you have to know yourself. We always say, when you come into a relationship, you have to unpack those bags or leave them outside. Either way.
Because if you bring baggage
and they not unpacked,
when it's all said and done, when you open that closet, there's gonna be so much stuff coming out of there.
You ain't gonna be
ready for it.
You know? And your partner ain't gonna be ready.
And then if your partner is not ready for it, you can't blame them because you brought extra baggage with you.
And they didn't know.
And vice versa.
What was in the bag.
You understand what I'm saying? When it's time to start unpacking those bags, if you're unpacking some things that they might not be accustomed to, you can't get mad at them for saying, hey, that's not, you know what I mean? I don't know about all that.
And you learn, and again, we are not licensed therapists or anything like that. And, this is just this is what works for us.
And some of the stuff we experienced, and some of it is just our opinion.
Exactly, just our opinion. What I say to that is that what worked for us is that we knew up front, we asked all the questions, and still, I still ask questions. Anybody that knows me or been a supporter of Hatchett Chronicles, you've heard me say I still ask questions to the point where I really get on my husband's nerves sometimes. But I ask questions. Man. I still ask questions.
But it's okay.
And I'm not insecure. I don't care who he talks to, and he's not insecure.
No, I'm not.
He doesn't care who I talk to. So we don't. And we have communication. Number one, we have communication. And if there's a problem, work on it together. Talk about it together.
Yeah. And that's the beautiful thing of being able to have a relationship with somebody that you love, or that's in love with you, or that you're in love with. That's important, man.
Valerie says, me and my partner talk a lot and are honest with ourselves, with each other about our touch points. The thing we know are issues that we are working on. We all have baggage, but we all should be honest enough to both acknowledge and be willing to work on it. And that's true. Honesty, right. Communication, trust and honesty. Yet you gotta be honest. You have to be honest. Oh man,
and
babe.
You have to, first of all, you have to be honest with yourself.
Exactly. Because if you're not honest with yourself, you can't be honest with your partner.
You gotta be honest with yourself. And then you can't be afraid of the honesty.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? Because sometimes, I was just telling my wife earlier, and that's crazy, we talking about honesty at this point, but it's just, we were having a discussion earlier, and I was telling my wife that she's brutally honest. Like, she is brutally honest. Good, bad, or indifferent. How someone, takes it or accepts it, sometimes it may be on them, but sometimes, she might have to dial back in the way that she presents it, but she's brutally honest. If she's not feeling something and she's not feeling it, point blank, period, she's telling you, I'm not for that. If something happens and it creates a problem and she's, it looks like she's in the middle of that, she's not letting none of that slide. She's being brutally honest, and you can always count on her never lying to you about anything. If I don't know anything else about my wife, I know that. She is brutally honest. And I, sometimes I'm like, boy, this is crazy. But I don't know what it is. And I'm accepting of it, because sometimes, being brutally honest is what you need. Sometimes a person may need that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what I've learned is I said I don't know how to say things. That's what we were talking about. I don't know how to say, like, dance around things. It's either going to come out or it's not. And if it comes out, it might not be in a
politically correct.
Yeah, politically. And so
that's the only thing with your honesty when you're brutal. It's being able to say it in a way that people are being receptive to.
It won't be offensive to nobody. And usually I will say, well, you tell so-and-so something, because I don't know how you, because, and that's why I do that, because it's hard for me. I'd rather talk to people that know me and understand, because when something comes out, it might come out in the wrong way, and then people, it's like, well, hey, and I don't mean to smack people with my word. It's hard for me, because I find myself doing that, and we were laughing, and I was telling him about it, and I've just never learned how to dance around when I say something. I've just said it. It hurts, but it's real. Yeah.
Star Zone, what up, baby?
That's true, Star. It's just that I, in my life, there's a couple of people have gotten, even my husband says that the way I said it might have, ruined them or damaged them, and it wasn't meant to be, but
it's not meant to be, but it's, it is what it is. It's sometimes, but the thing is the basis of that was to saying that in a relationship, you have to be honest, and you got to be honest with yourself first. You got to be honest with yourself first, because if you're not, then there's no way that you'll ever be able to be honest with someone else and be comforted and be assured about being honest with them.
And let me say that, until my husband, one of the things me and my sisters used to talk about all the time is that, yes, I am an honest person. I used to have this thing whereas I would sit down with when I find somebody I was interested in and they were interested in me, I would sit with them and I would have a conversation with them about, okay, here's what I can deal with and here's what I can't deal with.
I appreciate you checking in from work, bro.
I don't want to cross this line. What are the lines that you don't want to cross? And they would sit down and smile and nod and agree with me. Yeah, all right. And then when we get into the relationship, all of a sudden they don't cross the line. And when I start acting a certain way, then it's like they're looking at me. But I done sit down and we done talked about this when we first got into the relationship. So one thing that I'm saying is that do not, if just because you're trying to get with somebody, don't pretend. If it's something you don't like, tell them up front. Or if it's something that you know that you're not going to do and that's the line that they want to cross. I know that some people might do that maybe just to get the booty or whatever. But I'm saying if you're thinking about a real relationship, don't smile and nod and agree and you really don't.
You know what? I want to touch on what you just said. Sometimes, they may do that just to get the booty, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether it be the male or the female.
Exactly.
Right? If you do that just for that fact, to me, sometimes that makes the situation even worse.
It does.
Because when you do that, number one, you've played on someone's intelligence, you play on their feelings, and then at the same time,
sometimes you might play yourself because you might get the booty and then fall for that person, and then you can't keep up.
They're not even answering the phone, or they're not looking in your direction, or none of that. Which you got to be careful with that too, because each time you lay down, it's a soul tie.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? People don't understand that either, but that's something. That's a different topic. We'll go into that another time.
Okay. Because that
is a topic. It's a soul tie, and that's going somewhere else, y'all. But just to sprinkle some seasoning on it, that's just not something that you want to keep doing. You know what I mean? If you call yourself, man, I'm gonna holler at her when I get them draws, I'm out. That's not a cool thing, because there's a lot of things that can transpire behind that, as well as you thinking you got that off and you play yourself. And if you play yourself, man, listen, every day you look in the mirror, you be like, man, I shouldn't even did that. This happens when you want to, dance around certain things.
Yep. What's that Martin movie? It's a thin line between love and hate.
Oh,
yep.
No question.
Yep, that's a perfect example. Perfect example.
Perfect example, bro. That's perfect.
You might run into something you're not expecting and can't get away from. And in the movie, he survived. But in real life, you might not.
Yeah, some people don't survive that.
Exactly.
Some people don't survive that. And that's, you know what, B, that was a dope example.
Yeah.
Because that is a serious situation, man. That's a serious situation, man. So,
check yourself before you wreck yourself.
So we kind of veered off, but today's topic, for those who you just joining or whatever, today's topic is
conversing
with your ex. If it's good to do that, if it's bad to that, what's your take on it? If anybody has a comment on that,
I'm looking for Barbara Bill if you're around.
Brenda Beal, where are you, Brenda Beal? Yeah. Because he actually inspired this topic for today. Last week, we had a very, very good Hatchett Chronicle last week, and Brenda Beal mentioned a few things when we were having a discussion. And speaking with your ex was one of the things that she spoke on, and that kind of inspired this message today. So, Brenda, if out there, shout out to you. Check in so you can hear what we talk about, and if not, you'll definitely catch the
reruns.
You catch the rerun of the show today.
I want to speak to that because the way we're taking the topic is not exactly what she spoke on. It was important. But let's say that you have an ex that you feel like, sorry that you let go of. And they have somebody, and they have somebody. And do you think that it's right for you to still be friends with them until you straighten out your feelings? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They might be talking to you because actually sometimes, and I don't mean no harm, but sometimes men are not aware that their exes are being conniving. For some reason, men don't pick that up.
You're right.
As quickly.
Sometimes we're oblivious to that.
So,
and then don't wipe your feet off too fast because y'all step in it too.
Yeah, women do.
You know what I mean?
It's more men, but yes, women do it too.
Okay, so your question is what now?
So let's say that I'm the ex, okay, and my ex is married and with someone, and I'm still having those feelings. Should I be? But my ex is talking to me, unaware that I have those feelings. Should I really be? Because I understand that I have those feelings. I haven't straightened them out. So should I really be talking to my ex because I might be able to provoke something that I shouldn't be?
Well, my thing is this: just like we said, you can't be afraid of being honest with yourself. So if you're still talking to your ex and those are feelings that you have, the best thing I would say is to address that when you talk to ex. Like, look, I know you're married and you've been married for a couple of years now. We had what we had, but I still have feelings for you. I still feel some type of way. You understand what I'm saying? Because you'll never get closure if you keep dodging it. If you keep dipping and dodging and dipping, you'll never get closure for yourself.
Okay.
I just believe that. Like,
and
okay, like I look, I still have feelings for you. I still love you.
Now, what if the ex want to tip out?
Then the person that's which if the ex, if they say I still have feelings for you, and we need to link up.
No, what if when you say I still have feelings for you, the ex go, well, what do you want to do? You want to link up and try to resolve it? What if the ex says?
Well, then that ex shouldn't be married in the first place. That ex shouldn't be in a situation that he's in or he or she is in, because that's not going to do anything but hurt the person he's with at that particular time, which they don't deserve that. Because apparently, if he's telling his ex, let's hook up and see if we can rekindle something, he wasn't ready to get into that relationship with this person in the first place.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
So that just destroys
what
him,
if you was friends,
the new one, and the ex.
What if you was friends with your ex and your ex's wife, right? And your
whoa.
Okay, your ex's husband.
Yeah, okay. Because the way you said that.
Okay.
I love women, baby.
Okay, let's change.
I don't have anything against.
I'm your ex, okay? You're remarried, okay? And no, I can't say that because then I'll have to get that. Okay, I'm remarried, okay? And we're still cool, got a good relationship, but you're friends with my husband too. And you catch me cheating. Now you're my ex.
I'm your ex, and I'm good friends with your husband.
Yep, and me.
And you.
We still communicate, you know. And you catch me cheating.
You cheating on your husband.
Would you tell the husband?
No, that ain't for me to tell.
Ooh, that's we're getting juicy here, y'all.
I wouldn't. If now I'm gonna be honest with you, I ain't even gonna trip. If he came and said, "Yo, bro, I feel like something's going on. Like I'm catching these vibes. I'm catching her alive."
What if he could come to you and think it's you?
Bro, that ain't me. And if you get an attitude and want to act like it's me, Ain't nothing but space and opportunity, my dude.
So would you tell him if he came and accused you? Would you?
If he accused me, I'd tell him no. I wouldn't. At first, I wouldn't, because my first thing would be to confront you. Period, point blank.
And
because
what if I said, yeah, well, you my friend. You know, you wouldn't know him without me. You know,
so
you
what?
can't hold that for me.
No, because you're wrong. You're wrong. And then you got this guy looking at me some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? When I've done nothing to him at all, and you pushing him to the point where he about to get ass whooped.
You know
real
what?
bad.
For those who don't know my husband, y'all might believe I'll come on. He would. This is my husband, for real, for real. This is my, and this was part of the reason why I love him. He is that stand-up guy that would tell on me. He sure would tell on me, sucker.
Because no. You know what? You know what it is? I really stand up for what's right. I'm so stand up for what's right. Because there's so much wrong in the world. There's so much wrong out here. There's so many. You could go out here and grab a gun and shoot something. Now, wow. How easy was that to do the wrong thing? That was so easy. Right?
Yep.
But how easy is it to go out here and take a $50 bill and give it to an old lady that's walking across the street that needs help? That's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Or take her carriage from her and push it across the street while she holds onto your arm. Or walk her to the crib and take her groceries in the house.
I think that's harder.
And people think that, you know what I mean? It's a blast a gun. It's easy to go whoop somebody. It's easy to go steal something. But
I know a married lady. This is from Star. I know a married lady, but her ex, which was her baby daddy, passed away. So she was kind of helping the family with some arrangements like the repast, but her husband was upset.
Wow.
See, that's the conversing with the exes, because what are you friends?
Right, that's his insecurity.
Yeah, it is.
That's an insecurity on his behalf. Because real talk, if anything, God forbid if anything happened to me, right? And my family was doing something, my wife.
Oh, I'm not my mother. Excuse me, that's my mommy. That's not happening. You can't tell me if you're gonna tell me to leave my mommy alone.
I mean, this,
you got a problem.
I mean this from the bottom of my heart, and it's not. I mean, and this is how real it is. God forbid something happened to me today or tomorrow. My wife could go to Jersey right now and pull up my mother. Period. Point blank. No questions of that. My brothers and sisters gonna come and make sure she's all right. They gonna always hold her down, whatever the case may be. Now, that's if something happened that drastic and I left this earth. If me and Terry went through something and we split up and got a divorce. If
still my mommy.
Listen, if my mother was throwing something, she's calling Terry and telling her, look, we having a family. We doing this weekend. We doing that this weekend. We doing this. We doing that. And she is welcome. She's gonna be there. She's gonna be there. She's going to. I'm telling y'all, man. Like my family loves her with every.
And you know what? That was a good thing, because coincidentally, I'm in that right now. My son's father had passed away 2012. We didn't know. I'm looking for him. He just found his brothers and sisters. I just got through talking to his an hour long on the phone with his sister, who was my baby, and his brother now, who was one of my favorite brothers, in-law. And we're like a family. We're ready to plan a family reunion, and that thing, like his wives that he left behind, he has children by these women, and they're invited too. It's that thing about you can't talk to the ex's family because that was your ex. That's some crazy mess right there.
That's a big insecurity on his behalf.
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
that's not cool, man. I mean, but it happens.
It does.
And
again, no communication, insecurity, and no trust. Yeah. Because what is he upset about? The man passed. Let's play devil advocate. Let's say he was upset or jealous. The man has passed. So now what he jealous about?
Right. He's not even here anymore.
Yeah, so what he jealous about? What he upset about?
True indeed. True indeed, God. True indeed. You know, but
I know for a fact that if something happened to me, or either if that's going to be my sister. Listen, I have an ex that my sister still called brother-in-law, okay? And I wasn't even married to him, but that's her brother-in-law. Can't nobody tell her nothing different, okay? So, I mean, I know for a fact that whether or something happened to me, he not going nowhere in my family. He gonna always be brother. And my sisters are very crazy, so they be going up in somebody's house talking about, I'm his sister. Who are you?
That's right. That's right.
They be looking out there.
That's right.
She.
And look, and if they said they need to it, because I know they're saying that out of love for who I am and for the person that they know me to be. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And man, listen, I know that. You know what said.
After like 20 plus years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's something is wrong with him.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Something is wrong with him.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's definitely crazy.
He need to check himself and find out what's that all about. Maybe something like my sister said before. Somehow when he grew up, he saw something with his family, or maybe he just got something. Somebody did.
Right. I was going to say maybe not growing up, but it was something that happened to him throughout his lifetime that makes him feel like that. And that's another thing with baggage, that we were saying. Mm-hmm. If you have that type of baggage, you can't bring that along into the next relationship with you, because it's not gonna do anything but draw a wedge in between the both of you and make the relationship worse. You know what I mean?
And there are such thing as man haters and women haters. Sure. And it might not look like it. There are men out here that get and they actually don't like women.
Yeah.
And there are women out here that get with men and they actually don't like men. And that sounds crazy, but it's true. They'll be in a relationship and they think a man is the lowest scum on earth, but they in a relationship. And vice versa. And
again, that's needing to check yourself for who you are.
Mm-hmm. That insecurity.
Again.
Gotta have trust, communication,
and morals, respect, communication, and trust. Those are the things that make up a relationship. And if you don't have any of those,
number one is communication.
That's the number one thing. And you have to, like I said, you got to communicate with not your ex, but your person that you're getting ready to get into a relationship with. And you have to communicate with yourself. And not communicating with yourself, meaning like settling just because a person might look a certain way.
Or because you're a woman and you're 30 years old and everybody telling you should be married with kids.
By now, and right.
Be real, everybody. Marriage is not for everybody. Kids ain't for everybody.
That's right.
Just because, and don't be like, oh, he's sleeping with this woman, that woman. He a dog. He needs to. No, we said this before. What makes a man a dog? If he's sleeping with this woman, that woman, and still trying to maintain a monogamous relationship, and vice versa. If a woman is sleeping with this man, that man, or being with man, that man, and trying to maintain that's what, not the fact they want to be with this one or that one. It's okay. Hi, Niecy Pooh. Next week, discuss the rise of pornography. And oh my God, thank you, baby. That's a good subject. The pornography, I can't say the word, in the black community. That means that a lot of us are thinking, a lot of these men are going around going, like they're gonna have 3 women, and the women has agreed to it. Women say they're gonna have, you know,
a couple of minutes.
yeah, they're gonna live as a unit.
That's not cool.
Yeah.
See, what happens is that with that is
that's
this.
Next week's topic.
Okay, but I'm gonna touch on it right now since you read it and people are gonna, My thing with that is this. Anytime you're in a relationship, you have to be 100% with a person that you're in a relationship with. Now, if you have that person and 2 others, you have to give that same energy to all 3. You have to have energy with all 3, because if you don't, then there's going to be a hiccup in that situation and it's not going to work. And personally, my belief is that there's no way you're going to have that same energy.
Now, I'm not totally against a pornography, polyamorous. I can't say that.
And I can't see it.
It's polyamorous. That's how you pronounce it. Relationship. Polyamory. Yeah, that's like when you have
in the black community. Is that living with a man with 3 women, or 3 women living with
one man? It's both. It's both. It could go either way, because I've seen all right. People. I've seen on Facebook relationships where I seen this one woman. She had 3 men.
Mm-hmm.
So it can go either way. But my thing is against it. If you can handle it, if you're grown, if that's what you want to do, fine. Solomon had many wives. He sure did.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
That doesn't mean it was okay.
Here's my thing. This is how I feel about it. I feel to each his own, but the way that our black community is, and I'm going to be real, we can't even come together as black people.
Listen, it's hard enough being in a relationship with one person in our culture.
Exactly.
Let alone to be with 2 or 3 people.
So I don't think it's for us. Not because I knock it, because like I said,
I can't knock it either.
I believe that if it works for you, fine. But with us, I just believe that we are not. It's hard for, like my husband said, even it's hard for us to be in one relationship. So you have to look at the reason, which we're going to discuss that next week. Thank you, Nisi Poo. We are definitely going to get into. Don't miss us at 6:00 next week to get into. It's going to be a real interesting conversation. We would like to hear people's opinions on that. So we're going to wind. It is 50, almost talking. We're going to wind down the Exes, and we just going to reiterate points. Communication, trust, and honesty is what you need in a relationship. If you have those 3 things, don't even worry because
that should be okay.
You got all you need.
It should be okay for you to talk to an ex. My opinion, and this is just my opinion and my wife's opinion, it's not an expert opinion from a psychologist saying
we don't have a license.
And we don't have a license to do this. This is just our own opinion and our own experience.
That's why it's chronicles. These are our chronicles.
Right. It's okay to talk to your ex if there's no hidden agenda.
Yeah.
That's what I say. I'm friends with my exes and we have conversations all the time.
And me too.
And there's no, stepping around the corner like, yo, we gonna
hey cuz.
What's good, bro? There's no hidden agenda about, what I'm doing. And
when we talk to our exes, we're not, when he's on the phone with his ex, I'm not in his face seeing what he's talking about.
I'm not ear hustling either.
We could be in totally. I don't know all the times that they talk, just like he doesn't know all the times I talk. We come to each other and say, "Yeah, I talked to so and so today," right. But it's not like.
And you know what's crazy? Well, it's not crazy, but it's just the way our relationship is. the time if I talk to one of them, I come and say, yo, you know I was talking to today?
Yeah.
You do the same with me.
Yeah.
Well, guess what?
But it's not necessary. It's not something we like, oh,
yes, respect, Timmy. You're right. It's
it's not something that we have to, like look over each other's shoulders about. We do. We'll say something about.
Right.
It's just our, because we tell each other everything. So that's just our nature to be like, I was talking to so and so today,
and that's just our way.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we're saying that's what works for us. A thing is this though too, like she mentioned earlier, like an ex having a hidden agenda and propositioning you and stuff like that. That's up to you when you're having that conversation with them and you're talking and so that and the third, and they say, well, let's link up for old times. Say, put the brakes on right there and let them know, nah, you are X for a reason. We did that. That was then. This is now. We could chop it up, the movies we've been watching, or new music that's out, or stocks and bonds. Whatever we have in common, it's cool to do that. But I'm not going to let you cross the line of respect where you're saying
you
this and that and the third,
my
where you
husband.
disrespect or they're disrespecting your husband. You mean I'm not going to allow
and
that.
check it. Whoever says that, well, I can't stop them from talking. No, you can't. But guess what? You got this finger right. My son Daniel saying it's easy to
Click
this finger very well, so you can always click. So it's not like you have to talk to
right, and then you don't have to answer them.
Mm-hmm. And even if you have kids by then,
you still don't have to put
you don't have to put up with that because it's like, here, you can give the phone to your kids. If they know enough, then you say, hey, listen, you know what? For such about your kid, that's it. Click. I have nothing to say to you because every time I talk to you, you want to go in left direction, then I just won't talk to you. You let them know. That's how you put that. And 9 times out of 10, that work. Unless if they're a maniac,
most
there's
people
other
too
ways.
Jealous for something again.
That's dope. Most people too jealous for that. But then again, you could have messed it up talking crazy and then finding out I'm young and don't do anymore.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
But that's what we talked about. Communication and honesty and trust. Some people, there's some relationships that you have to grow together and you have to discover. But there's some relationships like mine and my husband that already been there and done that. So we know we ain't got that worry. But if you're growing together, that's where communication, trust, and honesty comes in.
That's right.
That's where you say, hey,
And I'm gonna say this too. I'm gonna touch on that too. Like sometimes you do certain things when you are younger that when you 20, you're not doing the same things when you're 30.
Exactly.
And when you're 30, you're not doing the same things when you're 50. You understand what I'm saying? So the older you get, the more you learn, and the more you become attached to the values, and you become attached to that, and you become attached to, being mindful of what you say and how you speak to someone, and the things that you'll accept from another person, and the things that you dish out, and things that you say, and the way that you say it. Like it's a whole spectrum of different things that you'll realize from 20 to 50.
Mm-hmm.
You understand that it's a whole different spectrum. So, and I'm not saying by the time you're 50, you can't learn anything, because you can learn something every day of your life. You can learn a minute of your life. But with that being said, you need to take heed to the things that you pick up along the way. And these could be some of the things that you can, navigate through a lot of the BS in order to keep you, in a space where you can sustain a respectful space so that you can, keep a great relationship with the person that you're with. Because at the end of the day, when you're in a relationship, there's good, bad, and indifferent. You have to think about what you're doing, and you have to think about that person's feelings, because no matter what? That person is still a person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a person, that person is a person. And I need to think about what I do, how I do certain things, because I am a that person because they're with me. You
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I have to be careful because what happens with me affects you. You know, I have to be mindful of the way that I speak to you. I can't just talk to you any kind of way. That's respectful. I can't do that. And especially if that's not something that you're willing to receive.
And when the respect is gone, you really have to take a big jump back. Because once you lose respect in a relationship, yeah, everything goes down from there.
And you know what's crazy? The respect. Once the respect is gone, the love can still be there.
Yep. But if you don't have
The love
respect, you
can
could do
still
anything
be there.
because you don't have the respect.
But if you don't have respect, regardless of the love or not, you're liable to do anything.
Yeah, cheat, talk,
because
call
the
them
respect,
names because you don't lost the respect.
If there's no respect, you have nothing. And the love could be, love could turn to lust.
And I might do this. I ain't gonna say where I am or not, but in the past, I've even heard people talk to and say, "Oh, don't worry about her." You know, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like that's because the respect has left.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's all the ex need to hear is don't worry about the person.
Yeah.
And then that means that they ain't gotta have respect.
That's the truth. So, we've done an hour and 6 minutes, you guys.
Yes, and we really appreciate it.
Too.
Yeah, it did because we appreciate the suggestions, and we really appreciate support.
We try to, man.
And you guys are just wonderful. We love you. Thank you for supporting those.
Thank you for joining in.
Thank you for joining in. Thank you for the suggestions. This is the second we got. Right. Keep it up. We love it. Keep up giving us suggestions. He just gave us a good suggestion.
Yes, if there's something that you guys want to talk about, a suggestion, you have for us, a subject, or if you just want to get on and talk, just, feel free to ask me, inbox my wife, leave it in the comments or whatever,
If you have a number, text us, call us.
Whatever. And we'll be down to, get it cracking, homie.
So next week, thanks to my Pooh, Kia, her beautiful self, we will be talking about polyamory. I'm gonna get the
polyamory.
Word. Polyamory. I think the rise of polyamory in the Black community.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is. We're gonna. Oh, that's gonna be an exciting subject. So join us next week at 6 p.m. If we're a little late, be patient with us because I'm trying. Trust me. I'm trying. I have to try to keep one schedule. Plus, I have to try to keep my husband on schedule. This is a whole lot to try to keep him in mind and keep him straight. Keep him. Hey, you know.
You gotta keep me. I keep my own schedule.
I mean, like, baby, I got a lot to handle.
And
look at me.
My defense, I say that because she knows I don't like being on the camera, but sometimes I gotta get pepped up to do it. I gotta pep myself up to do it because this is something that she loves. I'm getting into it. I enjoy conversation with you guys and stuff like that, but I'm just not for the camera. And this is one of the things in our marriage that I compromise with, even though I don't like it. So it's about compromise. It's about trust. It's about love. It's about My whole voting on the corona.
Oh, it's like that. Oh, all right.
We get mad at me.
You know what? Yeah, with you.
No, but we thank y'all, man.
That last night.
Last night too. See, you trying to pull that? That ain't happening over here.
Oh, you gonna just throw me under the
I took it down, man. Man, listen, I'm 50 years old, right?
Well,
anyway, look, that's different. That's different. anyway. It's a family show.
Actually, on YouTube, you gotta check no kids, not a kid show.
Yeah, video,
So.
yeah.
Which, by the way, I take all the Facebook lives and transfer them over to. So you can go to YouTube and like and subscribe and
Leave
the Hatchett
comments
Chronicles
and notification and all of that.
because we're trying to bring out.
We're gonna actually transition over to YouTube Live
we're trying
in
to
a minute.
So
Again, thanks.
Like, share. If you enjoy, please support us by liking. We appreciate your support of watching us, but like and share, subscribe to the Hatchet Chronicles. We do have a Facebook Hatchet Chronicle page. We just get more of an audience. Yeah, traffic on my page. But I also transfer this to the Hatchet Chronicles page. So like and share. Let me know that y'all are, watching.
And quick, May 1st, I have the GL tape dropping.
Dropping it.
That's going to be dropping like 10 o'clock in the morning on all stream sites. So you'll be able to go on any stream site like that. I still got the Life and Times of Franks jumping off. I'm still working on that, man, a little time. And what it is it's a compiled body of work that I've done over the years. But it's not just production, it's me rhyming too. So hopefully that'll be a treat for those of y'all that, still want to spit and still want to hear me drop bars and all of that. Like, I got some stuff that I never put out before. So I'm compiling a Life and Times of Frank Bates joint,
It's gonna be fire.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna be fire because I got some exclusives on there with, a couple of I got a couple artists on there. I got some I'm working with dudes in my years. So be on for them.
Beat making for beginners.
I'm working on a video for beat making.
$35, and you get how many?
You get a sound pack with over 5,000 sounds in it that I'm giving you.
Take the class.
When you take the class, I'm back. I'm giving you a sound pack. I'm sorry. I'm giving away a sound pack with over 5,000 in it. And these are sounds that I still use today that I use to make beats with and stuff like that. So the class is only $35, but I'm teaching you how to use a couple different programs and showing you how to, begin to start making beats.
And people ask me this all the time. My husband is non-genre Pacific, so he types of beats.
I do R&B, I do club, I do pop, I do country, I do pop,
gospel.
I do gospel. I'm not just for one genre. I love hip hop. That's what I grew up in. But God has blessed me and given me an ear to be able to get out what I get out. So I don't put myself in a box. If someone want a club beat, I could do that. If somebody wants a dubstep beat, I could do that. If somebody wants an R&B beat, that.
And by the way, I am looking for a gospel artist label. We do not have a gospel artist. So if anybody's interested in being on an independent label or needing management or needing some beats, I really want a gospel artist on the label, to be honest with you.
Gospel artist also. So with that being said, if you guys know anybody, get in touch with us.
I have my book still for sale, The Power of God's book. Check me out if you're interested in a copy. My sister web series is out. She was on with us, Valerie McAllister. Her book is called Her book is called The Book Club. She has the Book Club 1 and Book Club 2. She has 2 books. Book Club 3 is coming soon. I'm writing my second book in a while. We got an anthropology, I can't say the word, but it's a bunch Hi, sister. We have 15. Oh, I think it's 17 now. 17 authors.
Anthology.
Yeah, anthology. I can't say the word. Thank you, baby. We're writing a book called Coronavirus Chronicles, and my sister Valerie McAllister, Arthur Valerie McAllister, has headed up that book. So look for that coming out soon. What else? My art
Del
also.
Royale, he was on earlier with us.
Yeah, he
has a new song and video out.
Yeah, exactly. So look for that. And that's about it.
And I want to say that we're not licensed. We're not psychiatrists. This is not our profession. This is just our own
views. It's the Hatchett Chronicles. That's why it's called Hatchet
views and our own opinion.
Exactly. And what we going. So if you like it, like and share. We have no problem with that.
If you have a topic, send it through. If
you have a topic, send it through. We will get it. On the lookout next week at 6 p.m. We will be doing
polyamorism.
No, not rhythm.
No, that's
the rise of poly
in the black community.
In the black community, I'm gonna have to practice that word so I can say it because I get tongue tied with it. But I will practice that word. And it was the subject suggested by my beautiful niece Kia Reed.
Kia Reed. This topic was inspired by Brenda Beal. Thanks, Brenda.
With the Exes. And it was a good one. We missed you. Hopefully you'll be on next week.
We'll tag you in this one, Brenda, so you could come on and check the.
You can respond to it, so we'll check out.
We'll check it back and forth. Yeah, we do check our comments and check our page and stuff like that. Yeah, so if you leave it, always get back to it. So with that being said, we thank y'all very much for tuning in. Hatchet. Y'all know what's up. We appreciate y'all. Good looking. This is the Hatchet Chronicles. And we out. Love.